Welcome back, dear seekers of the supernatural, to another chilling chapter in our exploration of Georgia's most haunted places. In this second installment, we delve deeper into the Peach State's shadowy corners, where history and horror intertwine to create tales that defy explanation. From antebellum mansions steeped in tragedy to forgotten asylums echoing with despair, Georgia is a land rich with spectral stories waiting to be unearthed. In our previous journey through Georgia's haunted landscapes, we uncovered the eerie histories of Savannah's cobbled streets, the chilling corridors of the Sorrelweed House, and the ghostly whispers of Bonaventure Cemetery. Now, we venture further into the heart of the South, unearthing even more locations where the past refuses to stay buried. These are not just buildings or landmarks, they are portals to another realm, where the veil between worlds grows thin and the spirits of those who came before linger restlessly. Prepare yourself for an odyssey into darkness, where every creaking floorboard and flickering light might signal something far more sinister than mere coincidence. Whether you're a seasoned paranormal enthusiast or a curious newcomer to the world of hauntings, these stories will leave you questioning what lies beyond the edge of perception. So dim the lights, settle in, and let us guide you through Georgia's most haunted places, where history meets horror and the dead never truly sleep. The Moon River Brewing Company, a haunted haven in Savannah nestled in the heart of Savannah's historic district, the Moon River Brewing Company stands as one of the city's most iconic landmarks, and one of its most haunted. Housed within the walls of the 1820 City Hotel, this establishment has seamlessly blended its storied past with modern-day charm, offering patrons craft beer and southern hospitality alongside a side of spectral intrigue. However, beneath its inviting ambience lies a darker narrative, one steeped in violence, disease, and restless spirits unwilling to fade into oblivion. The building's association with death began long before it became a brewery. During the mid-19th century, the City Hotel served as both lodging for travelers and a makeshift hospital during outbreaks of yellow fever. Scores of victims succumbed to the disease within its walls, their bodies hastily buried in mass graves nearby. The hotel's basement, once used for storage, became an impromptu morgue, where corpses were stacked in rows awaiting burial. It is said that the cries of the dying and the moans of the afflicted still echo through the lower levels, particularly on humid summer nights when the air feels thick with sorrow. One of the most infamous ghosts haunting the Moon River Brewing Company is believed to be that of a man named Toby. According to local lore, Toby was a vagrant who sought refuge in the building during its days as a derelict structure in the early 20th century. When he refused to leave, he was brutally beaten by security guards and left for dead in the dank confines of the basement. Patrons and staff alike have reported encountering Toby's vengeful spirit, often manifesting as a shadowy figure lurking near the staircase leading to the cellar. Others describe hearing heavy footsteps ascending from below, only to find no one there upon investigation. Some claim to feel an icy hand gripping their shoulder, accompanied by the faint scent of mildew, a grim reminder of Toby's final resting place. Another prominent presence is that of a young woman known simply as Elizabeth. Her story remains shrouded in mystery, but her apparition has been spotted countless times throughout the brewery. Dressed in Victorian-era attire, Elizabeth is often seen wandering the second-floor balcony, gazing wistfully out at the bustling street below. Employees recount moments when glasses inexplicably shatter behind the bar, only to turn and see Elizabeth standing silently in the corner, her expression unreadable. Guests seated near the windows have described feeling a sudden drop in temperature, followed by the sensation of someone brushing past them, a phenomenon attributed to Elizabeth's ethereal form gliding through the room. The Moon River Brewing Company's reputation for paranormal activity extends beyond visual sightings and auditory phenomena. Poltergeist-like occurrences are common, particularly in areas associated with the old hotel's darker chapters. Chairs have been known to scrape across the floor without cause, while bottles behind the bar topple over despite being securely placed. On several occasions, bartenders have reported seeing taps turn on by themselves, flooding the workspace with beer, an unsettling prank seemingly orchestrated by unseen hands. Perhaps the most chilling aspect of the Moon River Brewing Company's haunted legacy is its connection to violent deaths. During the Civil War, the building briefly served as a holding area for Union prisoners of war. Accounts describe overcrowded conditions, rampant illness, and frequent altercations among captives. It is believed that some of these soldiers remain trapped within the structure, their unresolved anger manifesting as aggressive energy. Visitors have reported feeling sudden waves of hostility wash over them, accompanied by the sound of distant shouting and clanging metal. One particularly harrowing incident involved a customer who claimed to be pushed violently against the wall by an invisible force, leaving him bruised and shaken. Despite, or perhaps because of, its haunted reputation, the Moon River Brewing Company has become a magnet for thrill-seekers and paranormal enthusiasts. Ghost tours frequently include stops at the brewery, allowing participants to explore its haunted halls under the guidance of seasoned storytellers. Overnight investigations conducted by paranormal teams have captured compelling evidence, including EVP recordings of disembodied voices uttering phrases like, "Leave me alone," and thermal imaging footage revealing anomalous cold spots concentrated in specific areas. For those brave enough to visit, the Moon River Brewing Company offers an unparalleled opportunity to confront the supernatural head-on. Its blend of historical significance, architectural beauty, and spine-chilling encounters makes it a must-see destination for anyone fascinated by the intersection of the living and the dead. As we continue our journey through Georgia's haunted places, few locations rival the sheer intensity of spectral activity contained within these hallowed walls, a testament to the enduring power of tragedy and memory. The Sorrowweed House, a legacy of loss and shadows. No discussion of Georgia's haunted places would be complete without revisiting the Sorrowweed House, a grand antebellum mansion perched along Savannah's iconic Madison Square. This architectural gem, completed in 1840, stands as a testament to the opulence and elegance of the Old South. But beneath its stately facade lies a labyrinth of secrets, scandals, and spectral visitors that have cemented its status as one of the most haunted sites in America. The house's tragic tale begins with Francis Sorrell, a wealthy merchant and the original owner of the property. Known for his lavish lifestyle and influential connections, Sorrell spared no expense in constructing what would become one of Savannah's finest residences. Yet, prosperity came at a cost. In 1859, tragedy struck when Sorrell's wife, Matilda, was found dead after falling, or being pushed, from the home's third-story balcony. While her death was officially ruled a suicide, rumors swirled about foul play, fueled by whispers of marital discord and infidelity. To this day, Matilda's spirit is said to haunt the house, her anguished presence lingering in the very rooms she once called home. Guests and staff alike report feeling an overwhelming sense of sadness permeating the upper floors of the Sorrowweed House, particularly near the balcony where Matilda met her untimely end. Many claim to hear soft sobbing emanating from empty rooms or see a translucent figure dressed in period clothing gazing mournfully out of the windows. Some have even described catching glimpses of a woman resembling Matilda standing on the balcony itself, only to vanish when approached. The air in these spaces often grows unnaturally cold, as though the weight of Matilda's grief lingers long after her passing. Adding to the house's haunted reputation is the legend of Molly, a young enslaved girl who worked within its walls during the Civil War era. According to oral histories, Molly endured unimaginable suffering at the hands of those who controlled her fate. Details remain sparse, but accounts suggest she died under mysterious circumstances, possibly murdered to cover up a crime committed by someone in the household. Her spirit is said to wander the first floor and basement, searching for justice, or perhaps simply solace. Visitors touring the house frequently report hearing faint footsteps trailing behind them, accompanied by the sound of chains rattling softly in the distance. Others describe seeing a small, shadowy figure darting through doorways before disappearing entirely. The basement of the Sorrowweed House is widely regarded as its most paranormally active area. Once used as slave quarters and storage space, the dimly lit chamber now serves as a chilling reminder of the horrors endured by those forced to live and work in such conditions. Paranormal investigators conducting overnight sessions in the basement have captured startling evidence, including EVP recordings of disembodied voices pleading for help and thermal cameras detecting inexplicable cold spots. Perhaps the most unsettling discovery came during a live investigation broadcast online. Viewers watching the feed spotted what appeared to be a pair of glowing red eyes staring directly into the camera lens before vanishing abruptly. Even the house's exterior contributes to its eerie atmosphere. Passers-by have reported seeing shadowy figures moving behind closed curtains or hearing faint laughter drifting from inside when the property is ostensibly empty. One particularly chilling account comes from a tour guide who swore he felt an invisible hand grasp his arm tightly while leading a group through the garden. When he turned to investigate, nothing was there, but the imprint of fingers remained visible on his skin for hours afterward. Despite, or perhaps because of, its haunted reputation, the Sorrel-Weird House remains one of Savannah's premier tourist attractions. Guided tours offer visitors a glimpse into its storied past, blending historical facts with tales of the supernatural. For those brave enough to participate in overnight investigations, the house provides an unparalleled opportunity to confront the unknown firsthand. Whether you're drawn by its architectural splendor, its dark history, or its spectral inhabitants, the Sorrel-Weird House promises an experience that blurs the line between reality and imagination. As we continue our exploration of Georgia's haunted places, the Sorrel-Weird House stands as a stark reminder of the human capacity for both creation and destruction. Its grandeur speaks to the heights of ambition, while its tragedies expose the depths of despair. Within its walls, the echoes of lives interrupted and injustices unresolved continue to reverberate, ensuring that the spirits of those who came before refuse to fade quietly into oblivion. The Old Candler Hospital, echoes of despair in Savannah. In the heart of Savannah, Georgia, stands the Old Candler Hospital, a relic of medical history and a bastion of spectral unrest. Originally established in 1804, this institution predates the Civil War and has borne witness to centuries of human suffering, medical experimentation, and untold tragedies. Today, it is revered not only for its historical significance but also for its reputation as one of the most haunted places in the state. Beneath its weathered brick facade and crumbling archways lie stories of pain, loss, and lingering spirits that refuse to depart. The hospital's haunted legacy is deeply intertwined with its role as a treatment center during the yellow fever epidemics that ravaged Savannah in the 19th century. Thousands of patients flooded its wards, many of whom succumbed to the relentless disease. The sheer volume of deaths overwhelmed the facility, forcing staff to bury bodies in shallow graves on the grounds or store them temporarily in the basement until proper arrangements could be made. It is said that the souls of these victims remain trapped within the hospital, their anguish manifesting in chilling ways. Visitors and paranormal investigators alike report hearing faint cries and moans echoing through the empty corridors, as if the spirits of the afflicted are still pleading for relief. The basement, in particular, is a hotspot for paranormal activity. Those brave enough to descend into its depths describe an oppressive atmosphere, where the air feels heavy and suffocating. Cold spots materialize without warning, and disembodied voices whisper indistinct phrases that send shivers down the spine. One investigator captured an EVP recording of a voice clearly saying, "Help me!" while exploring the dank, shadowy chambers, a haunting plea from a soul long abandoned. Another prominent figure in the hospital's spectral narrative is that of a nurse rumored to have taken her own life after becoming overwhelmed by the horrors she witnessed. Known only as Eleanor, her ghost is said to roam the upper floors, where she once tended to patients. Witnesses describe seeing a pale figure in a tattered nurse's uniform gliding silently through the halls, her hollow eyes fixed on some unseen point in the distance. Staff members tasked with maintaining the property have reported tools and equipment moving inexplicably, as if Eleanor were tidying up after them. Some claim to feel a gentle touch on their arm, accompanied by the faint scent of antiseptic, a ghostly reminder of her eternal vigil. The operating rooms, once hubs of innovation and desperation, are now among the most paranormally active areas of the hospital. During the Civil War, the facility was repurposed as a field hospital, treating wounded soldiers whose chances of survival were slim. Amputations and surgeries were performed under primitive conditions, often resulting in excruciating pain and death. Today, visitors report hearing the sound of surgical instruments clinking together or the agonized screams of patients undergoing procedures without anesthesia. Shadows flit across the corners of vision, and some swear they can see bloodstains reappearing on the floors, only to vanish moments later. Perhaps the most disturbing accounts come from those who have encountered malevolent entities within the hospital's walls. Reports describe sudden drops in temperature, accompanied by feelings of dread so intense they compel individuals to flee the premises. Doors slam shut on their own, and lights flicker unpredictably, creating an environment ripe with tension. One particularly harrowing incident involved a tour group who claimed to be chased by an unseen force down a hallway, their panicked footsteps drowned out by the sound of growling and guttural laughter echoing behind them. Despite its haunted reputation, the old Candler Hospital continues to attract curious visitors eager to confront its dark past. Guided tours provide a glimpse into its storied history, blending factual accounts with spine-chilling anecdotes of ghostly encounters. For those brave enough to spend the night, the promise of communing with the spirits of doctors, nurses, and patients who once walked its halls proves irresistible. Yet, as each new visitor steps across its threshold, they must ask themselves, are they prepared to face the echoes of despair that linger within these walls, or will they become another chapter in the hospital's tragic tale? As we delve deeper into Georgia's haunted places, the old Candler Hospital stands as a sobering reminder of humanity's capacity for both compassion and cruelty. Its halls bear witness to the fragility of life and the resilience of the human spirit, but also to the shadows that linger long after the last breath has been drawn. Here, the boundary between the living and the dead blurs, and the spirits of those who suffered refuse to fade quietly into oblivion. The Andersonville prison site, a ghostly reminder of suffering in the rural landscape of Macon County, Georgia, lies the somber remnants of Andersonville Prison, a site forever etched into American history as one of the most brutal prisoner-of-war camps during the Civil War. Officially known as Camp Sumter, this sprawling compound housed over 45,000 Union soldiers between 1864 and 1865, subjecting them to unimaginable horrors that claimed nearly 13,000 lives. Today, the preserved grounds serve as a National Historic Site, drawing thousands of visitors each year. Yet beneath its serene surface lies a darker truth, one whispered by the wind and carried in the shadows. Andersonville remains haunted by the tormented spirits of those who perished within its confines. The sheer scale of suffering endured at Andersonville is almost incomprehensible. Overcrowded conditions, lack of adequate shelter, contaminated water, and rampant disease turned the camp into a living nightmare for its captives. Soldiers were crammed into an open-air stockade measuring just 26 acres, with no barracks to shield them from the elements. Starvation was rampant, and dysentery spread like wildfire due to the polluted stream running through the camp. Those who survived physical ailments often succumbed to despair, their spirits broken by the relentless brutality of captivity. It is said that the anguish of these men lingers still, etched into the very soil they once called home. Visitors to the Andersonville site often report experiencing an overwhelming sense of heaviness upon entering the grounds. The air seems charged with palpable sorrow, as though the collective grief of tens of thousands weighs down the atmosphere. Many describe hearing faint whispers or murmured prayers carried on the breeze, even when no other people are nearby. Others recount seeing shadowy figures clad in tattered uniforms wandering aimlessly across the field, their faces gaunt and hollow. These apparitions appear briefly before dissolving into the ether, leaving behind a profound sense of unease. One of the most frequently reported phenomena involves the reconstructed stockade wall. Built to replicate the original wooden barrier that encircled the camp, it stands as a stark reminder of the prison's oppressive design. Tourists and park rangers alike have claimed to see ghostly hands reaching out from between the wooden planks, as though desperate prisoners are attempting to escape their confinement. Some have even felt the sensation of being grabbed or pulled toward the wall, only to jerk away in terror. Others describe hearing muffled cries for help emanating from the area, despite knowing the sounds cannot originate from any living source. The cemetery adjacent to the prison site adds another layer of supernatural intrigue. Known as the Andersonville National Cemetery, it is the final resting place for thousands of Union soldiers who died at the camp. Rows upon rows of white headstones stretch endlessly across the landscape, each marking the grave of a soldier whose name may never be known. Visitors often report feeling watched as they walk among the graves, their footsteps accompanied by the soft crunch of leaves underfoot. Some claim to see luminous orbs hovering above the markers, pulsating gently before vanishing into the night sky. Others describe hearing the distant sound of drums or bugles playing military tunes, as though a phantom regiment marches invisibly nearby. Nighttime visits to Andersonville reveal some of its most chilling encounters. Darkness amplifies the sense of isolation, transforming the quiet fields into a stage for spectral activity. Flashlights flicker unpredictably, and cameras capture inexplicable anomalies, such as streaks of light or shadowy figures standing near the reconstructed stockade. One particularly harrowing account comes from a couple who spent the evening exploring the site. They swore they saw a group of emaciated men gathered around a non-existent fire, their skeletal forms illuminated by an eerie glow. When approached, the figures dissolved into mist, leaving behind only silence. Paranormal investigators who have explored Andersonville describe it as one of the most emotionally draining locations they've encountered. EMF meters routinely spike in areas associated with high mortality rates, particularly near the reconstructed stockade and the cemetery. EVP recordings capture fragmented sentences spoken in hushed tones, often pleading for food, water, or freedom. Thermal imaging cameras reveal cold spots concentrated in specific areas, suggesting the presence of residual energy tied to traumatic events. Perhaps the most unsettling discovery came during a live investigation broadcast online. Viewers watching the feed spotted a translucent figure crawling along the ground, its movements eerily reminiscent of a prisoner trying to evade capture. Despite, or perhaps because of, its haunted reputation, Andersonville continues to draw visitors eager to pay tribute to those who suffered there. Educational programs and guided tours offer insight into the camp's history, blending factual accounts with personal stories of courage and resilience. Yet, for those attuned to the supernatural, the site offers something more, an intimate connection to the spirits of soldiers whose voices were silenced too soon. Their presence serves as a poignant reminder of the horrors of war and the enduring legacy of those who endured them. As we continue our exploration of Georgia's haunted places, Andersonville stands as a solemn testament to the human capacity for both cruelty and endurance. Its grounds bear witness to the darkest chapters of American history, yet they also resonate with the unyielding spirit of those who refuse to give up hope, even in the face of death. Here, the past refuses to stay buried, and the echoes of suffering linger, urging us to remember, reflect, and honor the sacrifices made by those who came before. The Bell Witch Cave, a curse that echoes through time deep within the rolling hills of Robertson County, Tennessee, not far from Georgia's northern border, lies one of the most infamous haunted sites in American folklore, the Bell Witch Cave. This legendary location serves as the epicenter of a centuries-old tale of vengeance, torment, and supernatural terror that has captivated generations. Though technically outside Georgia's borders, its proximity and cultural ties make it an integral part of the region's haunted heritage. The story of the Bell Witch transcends mere ghostly encounters, evolving into a saga of curses, betrayal, and an unrelenting spirit determined to exact justice, or perhaps revenge. The origins of the Bell Witch legend trace back to the early 19th century, when John Bell, a prosperous farmer, moved his family to a remote homestead in Adams, Tennessee. At first glance, the Bells seemed to embody the quintessential pioneer family, hardworking, devout, and content with their simple life. However, their tranquility was shattered in 1817 when strange occurrences began plaguing the household. Livestock were found mutilated, crops mysteriously failed, and eerie knocking sounds echoed through the woods surrounding their property. Initially dismissed as natural phenomena or pranks, these incidents soon escalated into something far more sinister. Central to the haunting was the entity that came to be known as the Bell Witch, a malevolent spirit claiming to be the ghost of Kate Batts, a local woman who had accused John Bell of cheating her in a land deal. Whether rooted in truth or fabricated malice, this grudge set the stage for years of torment. The witch's presence manifested in increasingly aggressive ways, targeting not only John but also his children, particularly his daughter Betsy. Invisible hands slapped, pinched, and pulled hair, while disembodied voices taunted the family with cruel insults and threats. Neighbors who dared to intervene reported hearing unearthly laughter and feeling icy blasts of wind, even on warm summer nights. The Bell Witch's influence extended beyond physical attacks, delving into the psychological and emotional realms. Betsy Bell became the primary focus of the witch's wrath, enduring nightly assaults that left her physically drained and emotionally scarred. Witnesses claim to hear two distinct voices arguing late into the night, one belonging to Betsy, the other to the witch herself. These conversations range from mocking taunts to outright accusations, often centered around Betsy's romantic interests. The witch allegedly sabotaged a potential marriage between Betsy and a local suitor, declaring that no man would ever take her away from the Bell family farm. Perhaps the most chilling aspect of the Bell Witch legend is its longevity. Unlike many hauntings that fade with time, the witch's presence persisted for decades, affecting not only the Bell family but also subsequent owners of the property. Generations later, visitors to the cave and surrounding land continue to report bizarre phenomena. Strange noises echo through the cavern, from faint whispers to blood-curdling screams. Shadowy figures have been seen lurking near the entrance, their forms dissolving into the darkness when approached. Some claim to feel an oppressive weight pressing down on them as they descend into the cave, accompanied by the sensation of being watched by unseen eyes. Modern-day paranormal investigators have flocked to the Bell Witch Cave, eager to uncover evidence of the supernatural forces at play. Thermal cameras reveal significant temperature drops in certain areas, particularly near the deepest recesses of the cavern. EMF detectors register erratic spikes, suggesting the presence of unexplained energy sources. EVP recordings capture fragmented sentences spoken in multiple tones, one low and gravelly, the other high-pitched and shrill, mirroring the dual voices described in historical accounts. Perhaps the most compelling discovery came during a nighttime expedition, when investigators captured footage of a shadowy figure emerging from the cave's mouth before vanishing into thin air. Despite, or perhaps because of, its haunted reputation, the Bell Witch Cave attracts thousands of visitors each year. Guided tours offer a glimpse into its storied past, blending historical facts with spine-chilling anecdotes of ghostly encounters. For those brave enough to venture inside, the cave provides an unparalleled opportunity to confront the unknown firsthand. Whether you're drawn by curiosity, skepticism, or a desire to connect with the supernatural, the Bell Witch Cave promises an experience that challenges the boundaries of belief. Patterns across Georgia's haunted places, threads of tragedy and memory. As we delve deeper into the haunted landscapes of Georgia, striking similarities emerge, weaving a thread of eerie consistency through their disparate tales. These patterns are not merely coincidental, rather, they underscore universal themes of human emotion, unresolved trauma, and the enduring power of memory. From the shadowy halls of the Sorrelweed House to the desolate fields of Andersonville Prison, these locations share a commonality that transcends geography and era, binding them together in a spectral sisterhood of sorrow and suspense. One recurring motif is the concept of unfinished business. Whether it's the vengeful nurse haunting the old Candler Hospital, or the tormented souls trapped within Andersonville's stockade, these spirits seem tethered to the earthly realm by grievances left unaddressed. Their presence manifests as restless energy, often communicated through auditory phenomena, cries, whispers, or disembodied voices, that serve as pleas for acknowledgement or closure. This theme resonates across cultures and belief systems, reflecting humanity's innate need to resolve conflict and seek peace, even in death. Another shared characteristic is the role of architecture and environment in amplifying paranormal activity. Historic structures like the Moon River Brewing Company and the Sorrelweed House, with their labyrinthine corridors, thick walls, and hidden alcoves, create environments conducive to isolating individuals and heightening fear. These structural elements act as metaphors for the psychological barriers erected by those who suffered within their confines, trapping emotions such as anger, despair, and regret. It's no coincidence that many reported hauntings occur in spaces imbued with emotional significance: operating rooms where surgeries went awry, basements where bodies were stored, or balconies where lives ended tragically. Why haunted places captivate us? A journey beyond the veil. Why do haunted places hold such an enduring fascination for us? At their core, these spectral sanctuaries serve as portals to our deepest fears and curiosities, offering a tantalizing glimpse into realms beyond comprehension. They embody the duality of human existence, our simultaneous yearning for connection and our dread of isolation. Within their walls and across their grounds, the past refuses to remain silent, speaking through creaking floorboards, flickering lights, and disembodied whispers. These phenomena challenge our understanding of reality, forcing us to confront the uncomfortable truth that some mysteries may never be solved. Haunted locations also tap into our primal fascination with storytelling. Every ghostly encounter, every chilling rumor, contributes to a larger narrative that transcends individual experiences. Whether it's the tragic love affair immortalized in the Sorrowweed house or the wartime horrors etched into the old Candler hospital, these tales resonate because they reflect universal themes of loss, betrayal, and redemption. They remind us that history is not merely a sequence of dates and events but a living, breathing entity shaped by the emotions and actions of those who came before us. Moreover, these haunted places provide a safe space to explore fear itself. In an era dominated by technology and predictability, the unknown holds a peculiar allure. Walking the same halls where spirits are said to roam or standing on battlefields where thousands perished allows us to flirt with danger without genuine risk, indulging in adrenaline-fueled thrills while knowing we can retreat to the safety of daylight. This controlled exposure to terror satisfies our innate desire for adventure, making haunted sites a unique form of escapism. Ultimately, the enduring appeal of haunted places lies in their ability to bridge worlds, past and present, living and dead, known and unknowable. They invite us to step outside the boundaries of logic and embrace the ineffable, reminding us that the line between fact and fiction, reality and imagination, is far thinner than we might believe. As long as humans seek to understand the mysteries of existence, haunted places will remain beacons of intrigue, beckoning us to unlock their secrets, one trembling step at a time. Dear seeker of the supernatural, as we bring this chilling journey through Georgia's haunted places to a close, I hope you've felt the same spine-tingling allure that has drawn countless souls to these spectral sanctuaries. These stories are more than just campfire tales or urban legends. They are fragments of history, stitched together by human emotion, tragedy, and the unrelenting passage of time. Each creaking floorboard, each whispered name, and each fleeting shadow serves as a reminder that the past is never truly gone. It lingers, waiting for someone brave enough to listen. But why stop here? If these accounts have stirred something within you, a spark of curiosity, a shiver of excitement, I urge you to take the next step. Visit one of these haunted sites yourself. Walk the same halls where spirits are said to roam, stand on the grounds where history's echoes reverberate, and let the unknown brush against your senses. Whether you're a skeptic seeking proof or a believer eager to commune with the other side, these locations offer an unparalleled opportunity to confront the mysteries that lie just beyond the veil. And when you return, share your story. Did you feel the icy touch of a ghostly hand? Hear the faint strains of music in an empty corridor? Or perhaps nothing happened at all, but isn't that silence just as intriguing? Your experiences add to the rich tapestry of lore surrounding these haunted places, ensuring their legacies endure for generations to come. Until then, keep your lanterns lit and your courage steady. The spirits are waiting,